It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin Minds. You're welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchandu. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you're Nigerian, I'm sure you woke up on a very, very happy note. And the best side possible, yes, Nigeria qualified yesterday for the Russia 2018 World Cup. Probably the easiest qualification we've had in, I don't know, probably ever in our 6 attempts or in the last 6 times we've qualified without any calculations or permutations or depending on any other team to lose. And considering the fact that we had easily the toughest group in this round, I mean, it's worth celebrating. Thank you very much to the Super Eagles, to everybody who's made this possible, and for uniting Nigeria at a time when so many things have been trying to tear us apart. We're going to be talking about sports and, of course, all of the other issues that have caught our attention this past week. I have here with me Chidi Okereke. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Carl.
You're representing
Ohafia.
in Abia State. Thank you very much for being here today. The Super Eagles, definitely great news. Yesterday was very tense field for a lot of people. We didn't know. There was the hope that we're going to win, but Zambia came with a lot of, pomp, and they threatened us a few times. But even when the game started, you could tell that it wasn't going to be an easy game. Yeah. But we finally did it. How would you analyze the game first? Let's start with that.
I've screamed my voice for us. Like I had to drink water today, plenty of hot water today, so I'll be able to talk. It was a joyous. Yesterday was a joyous moment for me, like a completely joyous moment. While our performance yesterday wasn't 100, we won, which is the most important thing. That's the excitement, the joy. That is all I'm feeling right now, and I don't think I want to talk about all the lapses and all that. Let's just focus on this joy right now. Yeah.
You look at the team now, and it's probably going to be. We might have the most number of debutants of any team now in the World Cup. Yeah. So many of the people who were at the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil, I think it's probably just about 3 of them who are still there, who have survived. I think Mikel Onazi, I don't even know if there's anybody else.
Ahmed Musa.
Yes. But he's not even a regular in the team anymore, so we're not even sure if he's going to make the World Cup team as things stand now. But looking at all of the changes that have happened, I don't know if I'm going to attribute all of it to Gennaro Rohr, but I mean, we've had a few coaches after that, Sunday Olise, we've had our many trials, and it looks like Gennaro Rohr has gotten it right. He seems very conservative, doesn't say a lot. Watching the qualification rounds throughout, would you think he's the right person for the job? Because I honestly have started seeing whispers about maybe we might need a world-class coach to take us to the World Cup. Do we need to be changing things at this point?
So at this point, what I feel like we should do is focus on improving the team. The team is work in progress. There's still plenty of cohesion to be achieved with these whole players who are playing together, most of them for the first time. Like you said, most of them are debutants at the World Cup. There's plenty of cohesion, team bonding that should still be done. The guy has qualified us to the World Cup. I'm a huge fan of rewarding somebody who labored and delivered. He has delivered. No sentiments attached, no sentiments or anything. What other coach wants to come in at this particular time and bring these boys together? I think he understands the Nigerian system a bit now, understands the players a bit now. I think he can put them together. There's plenty of improvements. Like if we have to do well at the World Cup, this team of players can get there and do well, but then there's plenty of work to be done. Plenty of work. So what he has to do now is focus on doing that work to band them together, make them play as one fantastic team, and then go to the World Cup and shine.
I want to talk about, this imported Eagles, which a lot of people call them. On the field yesterday, we had 5 of them. 3 in our defense at some point, Leon Balogun, Ekong, and Olaino, who came in for Chidi. Then up front, we had Moses and Iwobi. All 5 of them had at least played youth football for other countries before switching their nationalities to Nigeria. Some people have had arguments against that, saying, I mean, we have a lot of homegrown players who we can use for these things. This is sort of hampering the growth of Nigerian football locally, especially since there's even a push to get more of them. We're hearing Tammy Abrahams. We're hearing, Jordan Ibe is already lost as it is. We keep hearing all of these names. Can we please bring them in to bolster the team? How much of that is a good thing?
I don't think at this point we should be having those conversations. The fact that these guys had opportunities to play for we know how Nigeria is set up. It always feels like it's better to play for other countries. It's more rewarding. Yes, there's a possibility that you'll get more achievements and all that, and you're well taken care of compared to the Super Eagles. So for these guys to decide, hey, I'm going to play for Nigeria, it's commendable. I don't think we should have conversations around the Super Eagles as a team, welcoming some of these guys who grew up in other countries and played youth football for other countries. At this point, everybody has space to shine. If the homegrown players can play very well and get to that level where they can, the current goalkeeper, is he not homegrown? He's very, very homegrown, and so far he's done well. He's kept almost a clean sheet in these whole qualifying rounds. So I think it's a function of, if you're Nigerian and you're competent enough, you can play that football, be in the team. Let's forget about where you're coming from, what tribe you are, and all that. Let's just focus on gathering the best hands to play in our team.
I was going to talk about the goalkeeping department now before you even got there. I mean, before he got in there, the person there was also imported. That's Okereke.
Yeah.
Of course, our prayers are with him as he battles. I think leukemia is what he's battling right now. But Enyama's name has started coming up again. I mean, you've watched the qualifiers, in spite of the fact that Ezenwa, that's his name, has kept clean sheets now. At least I think 2 out of 3 clean sheets in his last couple of games. He seems to be doing a good job, at least a relatively good job. Yesterday, you can say, okay, maybe there were not so many attempts, even if the Zambians had possession. Are you comfortable with our goalkeeping?
Am I comfortable with our goalkeeping? Right now, I don't think there's any metric to judge, because, like you said, we've not been very, very tried. The goalkeeper has not been very, 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 very tried. Like I said earlier, the CAF qualifying rounds has not been as great, as fantastic, as world class as possible. So all the goalkeepers have not really been tested yet. Our goalkeeper has not been tested. Now, I love Enyama. I love him. I love him completely. While I'm a fan of, like I said, rewarding somebody who worked and then paying them well by taking them to the World Cup, I feel like it's a two-edged sword. I feel like he doesn't deserve it, but then considering the fact that we need a world-class goalkeeper, Enyama has proven over time that he's a world-class goalkeeper. If for nothing else, to be there, to be in the team, to ensure that if something goes wrong, he can be called in to come, replace or stand in or help protect our nets from conceding plenty of goals. So I feel like Enyama should, whether he deserves it or not, that's not the conversation. We want to go there and do as well as possible, and if possible, get to the semi-finals, or who knows, the finals. So we need as many great hands as possible. And if right now the current goalkeeper is the only goalkeeper we have, since Okereke is indisposed, Enyama should be brought back in.